With Star Wars Episode 9 having to loom over the horizon, many fans within the Star Wars community are seemingly enough begging the question as to what exactly Sheev Palpatine's role is going to be in the upcoming movie, considering the fact that at the very end of the Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of Skywalker trailer, we hear the ominous and sinister laugh of Darth Sidious having to play by the end, as later the man himself, Ian McDiarmid, showed up at the end of Star Wars Celebration in having to utter the words "roll it again," as we know at this very point in time that J.J. Abrams does in fact plan on reintroducing the concept of Darth Sidious in Star Wars Episode 9. But the question is how? Is this in fact the real Darth Sidious? Did somehow the Dark Emperor survive by the end of Star Wars Return of the Jedi? And if so, what exactly has Darth Sidious been up to this entire time, considering the fact that not only has the Empire fallen and given the rise to the First Order, but the question lingers, how does Sidious connect to Kylo Ren, Rey, and perhaps even Snoke in the upcoming movie? Now, many theories are floating around that perhaps maybe Palpatine was in on the entire thing this entire time. Now, one of the lasting conclusions that may end up being true is that Palpatine's plan this entire time was to simply use Supreme Leader Snoke and use the First Order as pawns in order to further his agenda. But even then, one must beg the question, how? If Palpatine did in fact survive, then how come nobody across the galaxy was able to feel out his energy? Feeling out the presence of the Dark Lord, was he in fact masking his Force energy from all the populace around him and keeping his identity and energy hidden? And if so, if Palpatine in fact was the one manipulating Snoke and manipulating the First Order and furthering their agenda, then what does this have to ultimately do with Kylo Ren and Rey? I do think that by the end of Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of Skywalker, we are going to see in some way, shape, or form Kylo Ren be redeemed. And I think what better way to have Kylo Ren be redeemed than to have Darth Sidious confirm his plans that he had been simply manipulating and using Kylo Ren this entire time, unbeknownst to him, in order to further his agenda in wiping out all remnants of the Jedi. But not only that, having to change the course of history as well. Now, it's unconfirmed at this very point in time if we are going to have a definite confirmation of the world beyond worlds having to be shown in this movie, just as we've seen in Legends and Rebels before, but it's not truly a surprise to see characters cheat death or survive for long periods of time. Take example Vishniad, who lived for over 1,000 years. But not only him, we also have Darth Nderu, who in fact is the forebearer of the Darth name. So of course we understand that Darth Sidious did take teachings from Nderu and previous Sith Lords that even come before him. So Sheev Palpatine is very cunning and, considerably enough, one of the most dangerous Sith Lords, if anything, the most dangerous in the entirety of the Star Wars lineage. But even going forward as to seeing what he could be capable of in Star Wars Episode 9, the question lingers, was he manipulating Snoke in using Snoke as a pawn in luring in Kylo Ren in becoming the next Darth Vader? Now, you might be asking as to why Sidious would want to create another Darth Vader, considering what happened in Return of the Jedi. Well, here, Kylo Ren has pure hatred. Kylo Ren has a point to prove, in which in fact he has before. He went against his father, and of course he even went as far as to go against Luke Skywalker. So even then, there are redeemable factors within Kylo Ren, but in this case the cons most definitely outweigh the pros, and I do believe that Sidious could possibly see that in Kylo Ren, in manipulating that and using that to his advantage. Now, although it is implied that Palpatine had never met Snoke before, the possibility is still there for Palpatine to have used Snoke as a pawn in some way, shape, or form, and further growing the New Order and positioning himself as being the real Supreme Leader behind the scenes. Of course, predicting and knowing the fact that Snoke was going to fall eventually, perhaps, maybe, everything that we've seen in Star Wars Episode 7 and Star Wars Episode 8 was all a part of Palpatine's plan. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below about Palpatine having to manipulate the First Order, in knowing about Snoke, in knowing about Kylo Ren, but using that to his advantage and perhaps maybe furthering his agenda in the fact that maybe perhaps he needed to fall in order for Luke Skywalker to die. Think about that. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if you guys are stoked, ready, and excited for Star Wars Episode 9, then be sure to go on ahead and slap a big fat like on this video down below. If, of course, you guys love Star Wars, be sure to go on ahead and punch that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. That way you guys can stay updated at all times. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, tune back in for the next Star Wars Episode 9 video, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below, as I do encourage you guys to share your theories and thoughts down below, because with Palpatine coming back, this is sure going to rock the Star Wars world. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you all down below. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.